In this video, we'll try and reprogram some of the thoughts, patterns, and behaviors that are in your mind, because most people, unless you were raised by multi-millionaire entrepreneurial parents, you probably have some limiting beliefs and some wrong programming inside of your mind around money that is sabotaging your progress in becoming a millionaire. And that's the aim at the end of the day. Is like, why would we aim for anything less than being multi-millionaires? There's no point in trying to be comfortable. You should have as much as you want to have, and that should be everything. So you can choose how to spend it. You can look after everyone in your family. That is the goal. But a lot of people don't think about money that way, and that's why they never make any, because they think making money is evil, making money is wrong. The reason this is so important, the inner game of wealth, is so important because thoughts lead to feelings. Feelings lead to actions. Actions lead to results. So the way you think about money decides the way that you feel about money. And the way you subconsciously feel about money decides how you act. And depending on how you act depends on how much you make, how much you keep, how much you give away, how worthy of money you feel. So that's why this inner money game is actually everything. Once you've got the inner money game solved, the money will come to you. If you never solve the inner game, you will never have true abundance and true wealth. So one of the things rich people believe is that I create my life, and poor people believe that life happens to them. They have a victim mentality. If you want to get rich, you have to believe you are in complete control. And this starts with zero complaining. And the reason why is because everything you put out into the world is what you attract. So if you constantly complain, or if, for example, you say bad things about people with money, or you get jealous when someone else has money, or you think someone else having money is bad, you're telling the universe, I think it's bad to be the thing that I want to be. So whenever you see someone driving a Ferrari, whenever you see somebody in a nice car, whenever you hear about someone's business being a success, you have to wish them love. You have to wish them success. You have to agree that that is awesome what they've done. And in turn, the universe can then reward you with that. But if you're thinking in your head, if someone else has it, it's wrong, the universe doesn't know what you mean. It gets confused with your message. You're saying you want to be rich, but you're also saying rich people are evil. So it's never going to make you rich. Through COVID, a lot of people said, oh, COVID ruined my business. COVID, I wasn't able to make any money. And there was a lot of millionaires that were made in COVID. Just depends which side of the coin you were on, whether you wanted to be a victim or you wanted to do something about it. In COVID, I made the most money I'd ever earned. It was what allowed me to save up money and move to Thailand through COVID. Whilst everyone else was complaining and crying about COVID, I decided to get an online high ticket sales job, also getting paid from my current sales job, but I only had to stay at home. I still got paid for staying at home, and I just doubled up my income. And I just worked every day on the phone selling security systems and alarms to people. And I just doubled up my income and saved the whole lot because I couldn't go out. And then I moved to Thailand, completely changed my life. So COVID for me was one of the best things that ever happened because it gave me time to center, look at my life and realize where I wanted to go. Rich people play the game to win. Poor people play the game not to lose. Let's think about sport. If you were playing football and you decide you're only going to defend, the whole team goes in defense. Even if you defend the best that you could possibly defend, the best you can get is a draw. And this is what most poor people do in their lives. They play to be comfortable. They play just to be able to pay the bills and have a little bit of money left over. Rich people play the game to win. The goal for everyone in this group should be fuck you money. If you decide to get rich, you'll end up being very comfortable. But if you decide just to be comfortable, you probably won't end up getting rich. On that same point, the rich think big. Poor people think about small problems. How can they make an extra 1,000 here or there? How can they make an extra 1,000, 2,000 with a side hustle? Or they even solve 10K a month problems, which probably a lot of you are doing right now. But to get really rich, you have to solve big problems. And it uses the same energy to make $1 million a month as it does to make 10 grand a month. It just depends which vehicle you decide to choose to put your time and energy into. And the difference is the size of the thinking. And you have to decide, what vehicle can I give value to that is going to bring me huge amounts of wealth rather than wasting my time on little bits of wealth. The rich see opportunities, the poor see obstacles. Like we said at the start, everything in your life, I believe, is guiding you to success. It's giving the lessons now so that when you come to your point of success in the future, you know how to deal with the wealth and abundance in your life. Any money I got up until like 22 years old, I always got rid of. I was always broke straight away because I was never ready for money yet. I hadn't learnt the lessons. I hadn't learnt how to manage money. I hadn't learnt how to be grateful for what I currently had. All of those bad things that happened to me and the lessons that I learnt were opportunities in my life. Now, any other person can go and see those same opportunities and decide to quit the game because life's, it's not meant for them. They're not meant to be rich. The rich will only ever see problems as opportunities. And if you stay in the game long enough, those problems will pay off. And they'll be the biggest payoffs you ever had. Like I said at the start, rich people admire other rich people. The poor people put them down and resent them. You can't become successful and rich if you're hating the thing that you want to become in your mind. And also protect your time Hang out with people that make money. Do not spend time with people that don't make money. What I'm talking about is the guys that have been stuck in the same job for years, complaining about money, never have any money. Though that kind of mindset that's keeping them in that place after years and years of doing the same thing, that spreads like a disease. So rich people stay away from that as much as possible. You either spend time on your own and with great reading, filling your mind with the books and the knowledge of people that you would like to spend time with, and that eventually ends up being you actually have the connections and the resources and the network like we have to spend time in real life with people that inspire you. Broke people are scared of sales, and they hate promotion. When someone promotes, you're selling too much. I remember people saying it to me actually when I first started my YouTube. Like, everyone seems to think when you start a YouTube, you should never sell a product because that's wrong. And that way of thinking just shows you why 99% of people never make any money. Why 99% of people are always broke for their entire lives. And it's because rich people are giving a product and giving value to the world, and they're happy to shout about it. They're happy to promote it to people, because otherwise no one knows what you're selling. No one's ever in a position to buy what you're selling because they've never heard of it. So you have to be your own biggest fan when it comes to your products, and you never should be afraid to promote or sell. You should promote the hell out of anything that you sell if you believe in it as a product. Now, obviously, don't promote things that you think are bad for people. Don't promote things that you think ruin people's lives or are scams. That's a bad thing to do. That's bad karma. Don't do that. But if you've got a product and a service and you believe in it, you shout about it all the time. You promote that. It's your God-given right to get rich. It's your God-given right to talk about that stuff, to help other people's lives. And the broke people of the world, ignore them. They'll get angry when you start selling. It's like the crabs in the bucket. As soon as one starts to raise up out of the bucket, the other crabs try and pull it back down again. That's what these people are trying to do. When they see you posting content on the internet, when they see you starting a new business, when they see you joining a group or going to networking events. I remember Charlie had it. Charlie got back from our networking event in Thailand, in Koh Samui, the mastermind, and he had a friend, you had a friend message you, Charlie, that said, what did he say to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it was a throwaway comment saying, I was messaging him, talking to him, probably trying to give him some advice or something. And he said, your mind's full of bullshit. You've been hanging around with too many idiots in Thailand, probably Forex scammers or something similar. I said to him, you'd be surprised that who was at the event. And, they make your monthly salary they make your yearly salary in a month. So perhaps there's something that you could learn from these people if you would open your mind. Essentially, that was how the conversation went.
Exactly. And how much money does he make in a month?
I mean, that guy, not good. He's probably like 2-3k euros, so nothing basically.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such a shame, because somebody like that has access to you, right? And I know you. And I also know what you know and what you could give him if he was just willing to open his mind. But so many people cut themselves off to that kind of stuff. And it's that kind of behavior, those kind of people that you have to stay away from, that you have to guard your time against, because they don't want to see you win. They're just jealous of you winning. I'm sure there's a lot of people in here that are faced with those kind of conversations. They're totally normal. That's what everybody does. Completely ignore it and hang out with your brothers in the new elite and talk to us about making fuckloads of money, because that's what we understand. That's what we do, and we'll support you with that mission. I'll support you with that mission always. So if you're ever feeling bad about what somebody says to you, hate comments or anything on your mission, feel free to reach out to me and ask me advice on that kind of stuff, because I have to deal with it all the time and it doesn't faze me anymore, so I can teach you my system. Depending on what family you were brought up in, you may believe that getting rich is bad. If your parents always said stuff like money doesn't grow on trees, or made you feel bad about asking for money, you may not feel like you deserve money in your life, and you might take you a little while to trace back into your life and think, oh, you'll see in your life that you get money and then you kind of give it all away, or you spend it all because you don't like having it, and you're not sure why you keep going up a little bit and then down back to the bottom. This is all stuff that happened in your childhood. This is all your programming. To become rich, you have to believe that you deserve money. Poor people believe the stuff that their parents told them, that school teachers told them, that being rich was evil, and they make that excuse to not feel bad about having no money. Love don't pay the bills. Love don't look after people. Love doesn't give to charities. Love can't help people. Love can't pay medical bills. As much as love is good and it's important, you can back that love up. You can amplify that love up as a person by 1000x if you just got some money behind you. That's what's so important in this world, is to be a good person. And once you know that you're a good person, you've got good morals in your life, it is your God-given right to get rich, because it's the only way you make a real difference. The rich get paid on results, the poor get paid on time. Very simple concept. The receptionist at a sales company spends a whole day working, works the same hours as the salesman. Let's say she gets $2,000 a month. The top salesman of the same company spends the same time working, but creates results and value for the company and gets paid $20,000 a month. Time metric is exactly the same. Never put a ceiling on your earnings by getting paid on time. Always get paid on performance. When I was young and I first figured out that you could get paid commissions from a company, that you could sell as much as you wanted and then you would get paid a commission on every sale, I thought that was the craziest thing ever. And I spent 4 or 5 years working in sales, and I still work in sales now. It's why I do marketing and sales and build this community, build the communities and courses I've done before. I'm all marketing and sales. It's the number one skill you can learn. And it's beautiful because there's no ceiling on it. So the harder you work, the more leads you bring in, the more you sell, the more you get paid. Abundance thinking is believing money is everywhere, that money will flow to you. The rich let money flow. They're not afraid to spend it because they know it's going to come back. And the reason this works is because subconsciously in your mind, if you're afraid to spend money, it's because you don't think you're going to make any more. And when you don't think you're going to make any more, you don't make any more. But when you subconsciously start letting money flow, and this is within reason, I'm going to go through how you break up these pots, because you don't want to just spend all your money on shit. That's just getting rid of it and giving it away. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to be abundant. You can't be stingy. Like constantly watching every penny. You have certain buckets with your wealth that you allocate to different types of spending. But once you let money go and it flows and you give it away and you tip people and you give to charity and you buy someone a present and you look after someone and you grab the bill, you feel like the man and you make money because you know that it's coming back. You've acted as if it is and it will be. The next one is something I've had to learn over really the last 2 years of having money. Is it doesn't matter how much you make in a month. If you spend more than you make in a month, you're still broke. You make 100k in a month. You spend 100k in a month, you're broke. You are not truly wealthy. You earn 100k in a year and you put 50k into good investments, good crypto, good stocks, an Airbnb portfolio, property, bonds, then you become wealthy. You want to invest in cash flowing assets. It's obviously simple stuff, but something that I think is one of the most important lessons in wealth is spend less than you make and you'll be all right with money. Simple as that. Put the money to work for you rather than just keeping it obviously as cash, because cash is losing so much value. If you keep a big hoard of cash, you're just getting ripped through with inflation rates because they are printing money. They're printing money, devaluing your cash. So it has to go into assets that appreciate in value, and ideally assets that cash flow back to you. If you don't learn to manage your money, if you cannot manage the money you've already been given. So I'll give you an example. When I was working, I would sometimes make about £4,000, so like $5,500 in a month when I was working my 2 jobs around COVID time. And then I would keep that money, I would keep a very small amount for me to spend, and I would save the rest. And I saved up until I had like £15,000 to go to Thailand with. And it was weird because once I started knowing how to manage and look after money, more money could come into my life. If you don't learn how to manage the money you've got now at 10 grand a month, now at 2k a month, now at 50k a month, you'll never get to that next level until you've got your money under control. Your money works for you. You control the money. Money is not something that's just coming in and out of your life you're confused about. You don't know what's in your bank account. You don't know what's on your credit cards. There has to be a system to this. You have to understand all the expenses, all the money coming in, all the money going out. You become a master at your own money, and then you can be trusted with more. So the money blueprint that I follow currently is for splitting earned income that comes directly into you from your job or from your business. 10% is a financial freedom account. This 10% does not have to be spent straight away each month, but it goes into, for each of these, you set up a different bank account. Not different pots on the same bank, a different bank account. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bank accounts for this. You can set up 6 bank accounts very easy. There's a lot of banks, no matter what country you're in. I highly recommend getting multiple bank accounts in multiple different countries because banking's a little bit all over the place. If you get shut down, you don't want all your money tied into one place. So if you've got one bank account right now with all your money in, you're crazy. And you need to start diversifying, getting different bank accounts. But once you've got these set up, when the money comes in each month, it gets split like this. 10% goes into investments and passive income. You could hold that money. Let's say you get 10k, you make 100k a month and 10k goes into that pot. You could save it for a year. Now you've got 120k to go and find an investment to spend that on. All of that money from the investment goes back into the pot and keeps growing that account. It keeps growing those investments. It keeps growing the passive income. You don't touch it. 10% is play money. This is what I mean by abundance. 10% you blow on whatever you want. 10% each month, you have to blow it. You can't even save it, you're not allowed. You have to blow this money, you have to spend it frivolously. You have to go and buy fucking Louis Vuitton or Dior, whatever you think is frivolous spending. Gambling if you want to. 10% has to go. That's the abundance mentality. You want to buy a meal for everyone, it goes in that 10%. And then 50%, depending on how much you earn, can go into necessities. So if you earn 100k a month, maybe 50k, you don't need to put all of that into necessities for your life. Maybe 50k is too much to spend in a month for you, in which case you just allocate more into your investments, more into your long-term savings, more into your fund money if you want to, more into education, and maybe you just spend 20% on necessities, 20 grand a month if you're making 100 G's a month. But this is basically the setup that you will follow into 6 different accounts and truly understand where your money is going, and you'll be able to look on paper, and I recommend you all do this, write out what's your current net worth. We're looking to 5x, 2x, 10x the net worth by the end of the year. The earned income is super important, but it's not important if the net worth's not going up, if you're spending it all. So just write down, what do you own assets-wise? Crypto, how much crypto do you own? What car do you own? What watches do you have? What property? What cash flowing assets? All of that stuff, cash in the bank, and write down after this call, what is my net worth? That's the number you're trying to double by the end of the year. That's the number you're trying to 10x by the end of the year. And also protect yourself. It's really crazy the amount of guys I speak to coming into the new elite that have multi-million-dollar businesses that never thought to set up tax efficiently in a tax efficient country somewhere around the world. So that's something I'd highly recommend. That money is yours. It's rightfully yours. Go and set yourself up in Dubai. There's many other tax havens around the world that you can set up legally and protect your money and put it to good use and spend it on what you want to spend it on and give it the way you want to give it. So I would use multiple bank accounts, different countries, protect yourself from tax. As we get more complicated with this, for the guys that are making multi-millions, it's about creating trusts. Trusts, you never own anything. You have to protect your wealth as you grow big wealth. Also, another one, multi-payment processors. One stripe is not enough. If someone wants to take down your one stripe, or you get fucking people doing chargebacks on your stripe, and it shuts down your stripe, your whole business is going to close. Off of one thing, you can no longer take money. You need multiple different processors. Every processor you can get your hands on. Stripes in multiple different countries. I've got stripes in 3 countries around the world, multiple different processors, so I can't be shut down. So at all times I can take money. No matter what, I can always bring money into the business. That's the kind of protection that you need. Also have cash deposits, cash on hand just in case. 10 G's cash, put in a safe just in case shit hits the fan. And crypto on a ledger, which Charlie taught me about. Just crypto on a ledger, nice and safe. Protect the ledger. Don't give away your seed phrase and that sort of stuff. But that's crypto that the banks can't meddle with, people can't see, and that can be your little hold of gold. It's like having gold bars in a safe. So lads, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll now go to a Q&A. Any talk about money, any talk about business, any questions you've got for me, just fire away. Let's have a look.
Actually want if you could have anything, and who would you be? Most people are not operating anywhere near the level that they could be. Most people don't even know. They want a better life, but they don't know what that is. The quickest way to become the person you want to become is to get new friends. You only need to hear one thing slightly differently and it pushes you to that next level. If the pack that you're rolling with is destructive, it's going to destroy you. No matter how strong-willed you are, if you keep hanging out with those people, you'll be the same as them. But it works the other way around. If you're with 5 guys that are absolutely killing it, you'll become the 6th.